Imagine stepping out of your stressful day and right into your own serene wellness haven, a place where this deep therapeutic heat just melts away muscle ache and kind of resets your whole system.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about some massive, expensive home renovation that eats up a whole room. We're talking about finding that little pocket of peace right in a spare corner of your home.
And that vision, that idea of instant daily wellness is exactly what we're digging into today. I mean, these high-ticket wellness items, especially saunas, they require some serious thought.
Oh, for sure.
The market is just saturated, and the specs can make your head spin. So we're going to cut straight through all that noise and do a true deep dive into one very specific, highly rated product, the JNH Lifestyles Joyous one-person infrared sauna.
Exactly. Our mission here is to dissect everything, the specs, the safety, the performance, and maybe most importantly, what actual customers are saying. To answer one big question for you, is this compact personal infrared sauna a genuine shortcut to daily therapy? Or is it just another appliance that, ends up demanding more than it gives? Let's unpack it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's start where you would, right? Pulling it out of the box. The initial impression people describe for the JNH Joyous sauna is that it's less like gym equipment and more like a carefully crafted piece of minimalist furniture.
Yeah, the aesthetic is so important because if it looks like some kind of monster, you're not going to want it in your bedroom or your office.
Right.
And it's built from 100% natural, FSC certified Canadian hemlock wood. And that choice of material, plus the tight tongue and groove construction, it just speaks to quality. It feels solid.
It's not flimsy.
Not at all. Not like some of those models that use really thin, cheap-feeling panels.
And its accessibility is, I think, genuinely its secret weapon.
Oh.
I mean, we're looking at a footprint of just 35.5 inches wide by 35.5 inches deep.
Which is tiny.
It's not just small. It's engineered to fit perfectly into a corner. It uses that dead space in an office or a closet that you just don't know what to do with.
Yes, the size is key, but the biggest hurdle for any serious home sauna is, well, it's almost always the electrical requirements. You think sauna, you think.
It's electrician.
Exactly. You think 240-volt circuits, a dedicated line, and hundreds, maybe thousands in installation costs.
And here's the aha moment that makes this thing so accessible. It runs entirely on a standard 120-volt household outlet. It is genuinely plug and play.
And this is fascinating. While that 120V connection saves you from a massive headache, you absolutely cannot skip the electrical caveat. This is the one detail that prevents a ton of frustration later.
Okay.
You must plug it into a dedicated 15-amp circuit.
All right, let's stop there. What does that actually mean for someone listening? If I just plug this into a normal wall socket in my living room, what happens?
Well, if that circuit is already powering, say, your TV, a computer, a couple of lamps, the second those heaters kick on, the power draw will spike. And pop, you'll trip the breaker instantly. A dedicated circuit just means that outlet is all by itself, carrying only the sauna's load. A lot of newer homes have them in bedrooms, but it's something you have to confirm before you buy. It's a non-negotiable.
So it's a bit of a compromise. You avoid the huge 240V job, but you still have to do a little homework on your wiring.
Exactly. It shows they're really trying to make this thing work in a normal home environment.
Now let's transition from the shell to the core function. This is the moment of truth, right? The performance. It's not just about heat. It's about radiant penetration.
Absolutely. The engine driving the therapeutic results is its heating system. We're talking 6 carbon fiber far infrared heaters.
6 of them.
And the placement is meticulous. You've got 2 on the back wall, 2 down low near the calves, and 2 more at thigh level. The whole point is to completely envelop you in this uniform field of radiant heat.
And the sources really emphasize that this is a fundamentally different feeling than what most people think of when they hear sauna.
Oh, completely. Traditional Finnish saunas are basically blast furnaces. They heat the air to 170 degrees Fahrenheit or even higher.
Which can be really intense.
Very intense.
Yeah.
They rely on convective heat, warming the air around you, which can feel harsh, hard to breathe. Far infrared, or FIR, is different. It's a form of light. It's that invisible spectrum that you feel as gentle heat from the sun. It penetrates your body directly.
So why does that matter physiologically? Why is an operating temp of, say, 110 to 130 degrees Fahrenheit enough here when traditional ones are over 170?
Because the goal isn't to cook the air. FIR works by raising your core body temperature much more effectively. So you get this profound detoxifying sweat at a much lower ambient temperature.
Interesting.
You sweat just as deeply, but the whole experience is just gentler. It's more sustainable and less stressful on your cardiovascular system.
And people are reporting really tangible physical benefits from this. There's a pro physique athlete, Kira N., who cited significant muscle recovery. She said the next day ache after her workouts was just muted.
So it's a real recovery tool, not just a luxury.
Exactly. And beyond that, the stress relief is described as just genuine and profound. But the most consistent, almost life-changing benefit we saw mentioned, especially by a user named JC, was vastly improved sleep. He reported sleeping like a rock on the nights he used the sauna, which suggests that FIR heat is incredibly effective at calming the nervous system down.
That is a massive endorsement, and it ties directly into a critical feature for anyone thinking about daily use, which is safety. We have to talk about the low EMF design.
Right. So let's ask the question, why is EMF, electromagnetic field, such a concern here? I mean, we're surrounded by it all the time.
You're right, we are, but context is everything. In this specific case, you're sitting for, say, 30 minutes in very close proximity to 6 high-powered electrical heaters.
Day after day.
Exactly, day after day for years. Minimizing that exposure becomes a huge safety concern for a lot of people.
Okay, so how does the Joyous Sauna address that?
It addresses it directly. The sources confirm it has an independently tested low EMF rating, staying consistently under 8 milligauss.
And for context, what does that number mean?
Well, a typical microwave can register over 200 milligauss when it's running. A cell phone held to your head can fluctuate wildly, so staying reliably under 8 provides, immense peace of mind. It turns it from just an appliance into a verifiable long-term health tool.
That verification is a powerful thing. And beyond the big safety features, there are these little design elements that make it feel like a treat, not a chore. I love how quickly it fits into a busy life.
The speed is everything for routine adoption. I mean, if it took 45 minutes to heat up, you'd skip it most days, right?
Totally.
This unit reaches those therapeutic temperatures, 110, 130 degrees in only 10 to 15 minutes. You can decide to have a session on a whim and still be done in under an hour.
And they've added those little deluxe touches. You have the simple digital control panel for time and temp, but also the fun stuff like ambient LED lighting.
Aromatherapy.
You can set the mood, a soft blue for calm, maybe red for energizing.
And of course, the built-in Bluetooth speakers. You can stream your playlist, a guided meditation, or, listen to your favorite deep dive while you sweat it out.
There you go. Plus, that easy assembly and disassembly feature, which we'll get back to, gives you freedom. You're not like installing a permanent fixture in your house. If you move, it can move with you.
Yeah, that's a huge plus.
Okay, let's move to the balanced verdict and the voice of the customer, because this is where the specs meet reality. The overall sentiment is just overwhelmingly positive.
Right.
A 4.9 out of 5-star average rating.
Which is really rare for a major purchase like this.
It's incredible.
It is. And when you synthesize the feedback, the pros really reinforce 2 things: performance and accessibility. First, the assembly. People rave about how easy it is.
Right.
Yes. Users like Melissa Kay and Reynaldo consistently said the panels just click into place. They expected this all-day project, and it turned into a 1 or 2 person job that took like an hour or 2.
That's amazing. And they also confirm the performance, the heat up time and the sweat.
Yep. They back it all up. Quick heat up, deep and effective sweat that feels therapeutic, not overwhelming. And one other thing that stood out: customer support.
That's a big one.
A huge one. JNH Lifestyles gets specific, high praise for being responsive. Reviewers literally named Jen from customer service and said how helpful she was. That's a massive vote of confidence.
Okay, but it can't be perfect, right? We have to address the critical feedback, especially at this price point. What are the cons?
The most common criticism, and this was mentioned by a few people like Don W., is about minor wood finish imperfections.
What does that mean? Like, what are we talking about?
We're talking rough edges, maybe a few small splinters, or a tiny chip on one of the hemlock panels. Cosmetic stuff.
Wait a minute. If this is a premium product, why should a customer have to, do the final sanding themselves? Doesn't that sort of undermine the value?
That's the critical question, and it seems to come down to a trade-off. The cost focus clearly went into the internal non-negotiable features, the expensive low EMF heaters, the dual wall insulation, the 120V system. The minor cosmetic finish seems to be where they saved a bit of time on the production line.
So the money's in the function, not the finish.
That's what it seems like. And for most buyers, the superior structure and the verifiable safety where it counts most outweighs the need to maybe spend 5 minutes with a piece of sandpaper.
That makes sense. A balanced assessment. Any other cons?
Just a couple minor ones. The price point is obviously premium compared to some basic models that don't have the low EMF rating. And a few people found the process for reversing the door, while possible, to be a little complicated.
Got it.
But the core functional value remains exceptionally high. Which brings us to our final assessment, and it boils down to this. The JNH Joyous sauna is not a one-size-fits-all solution. It's the perfect fit for a very specific person.
Okay, let's define that person. Who is the ideal buyer for this?
You're the ideal buyer if you are someone who wants a convenient daily wellness tool that absolutely must fit into a small, spare corner of your apartment, your bedroom, or your office.
The space-efficient design.
Crucially, you're also the health-conscious user who is concerned about EMF exposure and really values that independent safety rating for daily use. And finally, you're the person who wants that plug-and-play simplicity. You want to skip the cost and complication of a big electrical job.
Right. And on the flip side, who should probably look elsewhere?
Well, if you were dreaming of that classic, blisteringly hot Finnish steam sauna experience, pouring water on rocks, sitting in 200-degree air, this is not for you. This is a different kind of heat.
A different experience entirely.
Completely. Also, if your goal is family sessions or even just sessions for two people, this is a true solo sanctuary. You'd need to look at their larger models. And finally, this is strictly for indoor use. Putting it outside will void the warranty immediately.
That's perfectly clear. So the Joyous sauna really delivers on its core promise. Convenience, verified safety, and performance for recovery, detox, and sleep. It's an investment in a daily routine of tranquility.
And what's truly remarkable is the transition that users report. The greatest value of this thing in the long run isn't the wood or the heaters. It's how it goes from being a maybe purchase to becoming a non-negotiable part of their weekly routine. It pays them back in minutes of forced calm, mental quiet, and reliable physical relief every single time they use it.
So we'll leave you with a final thought to consider. What part of your current week, what 20 minutes of mindless scrolling, what unproductive downtime, what unnecessary stress could be replaced by this reliable, safe, and effective portal to quiet daily recovery?
A great question.
If you're ready to upgrade your daily routine and experience the profound difference that this level of convenient, low EMF therapeutic heat can make, you can check the latest price and exclusive offers on the JNH Lifestyles Joyous sauna by clicking the link in the description below. Invest in your health, invest in your rest.
We rise like